back. Today I am going to finish up winter sowing some of my perennials that I didn't have a chance to get to the last time around. So if you haven't seen that video and you want to know a little bit more in depth of what winter sowing is and why you should winter sow, definitely check it out. I'll put it in the description below. However, today I have 10 milk jugs. I am working in a limited time during nap time, and I wanted to get the rest of my perennials out onto my deck so I can forget about them and worry about them later on. And hey, if you're new here, my name is Christy. I am located in Massachusetts, Zone 6A, and I absolutely love winter sowing. This year though, I am focusing more on my cut flower garden because I do sell flowers at my roadside flower stand. So I am trying to increase my perennial plants, and winter sowing is a great way to save money so you're not having to go to the local nursery and buying starts. Though, however, if you are winter sowing perennials, please just know that you will probably not have any blooms your first year. They're mostly going to focus on root development and you'll see some nice green growth, but you might not see any blooms until next year. So this is just going to be a nice future investment into your garden. So today we have a lot of Rudbeckia that I need to finish planting out. I am going to be planting some more of my self-harvested coneflower. I even have some Rudbeckia that I harvested in my yard, perennial, and some cool hardy annual varieties. So I'm gonna get those out as well. I also wanted to get some of my Indian summer Rudbeckia in at least 2 milk jugs. I plan on planting these back at the school that I work at. They got so many compliments last year, so I wanted to get some more. I did do some actually out in the garden, which I'm hoping will winter over, and I can dig those up and plant them there as well. More plants that just had more time to develop their roots over the winters. So we'll see how that works. So here is some of the Rudbeckia that I haven't even put in a baggie yet. I harvested them. I got them from the local nursery. I saved some of the flower heads, so I have some Rudbeckia here. I do have a few of my perennial Rudbeckia in this cup. So the seeds are so small, and I really love this perennial variety, and I really want to get a lot more out into my landscape. So I'm hoping, I already have at least 1 milk jug out there. I'm hoping to do 1 or 2 more. And then I have a few more. I want to do my goldenrod from Johnny's. If I have any left over, I do have some more lavender. I do have a lot of lavender already out, but if I can, I will start some more as well. I also have some more Rudbeckia. Like I said, we are just going all out with Rudbeckia. I got this from seed swapping, so I'm not quite sure what type it is, but I've had this, so I want to get this into some of my milk jugs. I also have foxglove from last year that I never was able to get out. The ironweed I was not able to do last time around. And then I still have my coneflower and some more Rudbeckia. So basically this is just going to be a ton of Rudbeckia, and I am here for it because I absolutely love this flower, and especially my perennial varieties, can't get enough of it. I do have 9 out of my 10 milk jugs already set, but I figured I would save 1 for you. So I saved all of these from last year, cleaned them out. This is actually one from Rudbeckia last year. And what I did was I pre-drilled holes at the bottom. I cut it in half, but I left enough room so I could have a hinge still. I added a few more drainage holes up top. So we're gonna fill it about 3 to 4 inches. I like to give it enough space so that way when I close it at the top, I'm not worried about the seeds getting disturbed. Then you're gonna push it down and get some of those air pockets out. And I actually just have enough for this last one, which is perfect, because I didn't want to open up a whole nother bag. All right, so we're going to push it down. And because this one, I don't have enough dirt left in here, I'm gonna make sure I save it for my Rudbeckia. So a key note is definitely check the back of your seed packets if you have them, because you wanna know if you have to cover them or not cover them. Rudbeckia is one that you're just gonna scatter on top. It needs the light to germinate, so I'm not gonna worry about putting anything on top of those. So we are going to do, first off, I believe this is my perennial black-eyed Susan that I harvested from my backyard. I separated it as best as I could, but literally all I'm gonna do is just take my fingers, pinch it, and spread a bunch on. The chaff is still in there, so I'm gonna make sure I do a little bit of overseeding, because I'm not quite sure how much of the seed I have in there. So there we go. That should be pretty good. And then guess what I invested in? Thank you very much for the tip. Is I got myself a hand pump. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to use this. So I already filled it and I'm just going to water everything in. Now you don't want to oversaturate it, at least not here where I am. It is snowing and it's cold, so this is actually just going to freeze over. So I'm going to close this up and duct tape it around, and then I also made sure to get some new garden markers, and I like to put a plant tag on the inside just in case if it comes off on the outside. So let's get to that. So I have my new garden markers, which I'm so excited about. So I like to just double label it just in case if anything were to happen, just because we have like the whirlwind of New England weather, so you never know. So I'm gonna write Black-Eyed Susan. And today is going to be December 31st. So happy New Year's Eve. I'm gonna cross these out and I'm gonna write and I always like to write the date. We'll get this tag put on the inside and now we're gonna duct tape it. I like to use scissors. I like to just pre-cut what I need so I'm not guessing or using too much duct tape if I overshot it. So it just is a little bit easier for me. And you're just going to give it a nice good press. I have seen people use painter's tape. You can use zip ties. I just prefer the duct tape. I don't find it to be too sticky where I can't unstick it. And if it does, just take a razor blade. But I think because it gets so cold here too, that it kind of just freezes in the end and it kind of just comes off nicely. But I like to make sure I have a good seal all the way around. And I'm going to leave these on my back deck where they will still be in all of the elements. You want to make sure that once it starts warming up that you keep them nice and moist. You don't want them to dry out because then your seedlings will definitely die, because you want to think of this as a mini greenhouse. So we have 1 down and I have 9 to go, but I just wanted to do 1 with you. The rest we're going to speed things through because my little one is refusing to nap today, so he might be joining in on the fun as well. All right, and here are the rest of my milk jugs. So we have the 10 that we just did today. Here are the ones that we did about a week ago, and this should be everything until mid-March, unless I decide to add maybe some of my Echinops or Veronica out here. We shall see, but until then, they're gonna stay here in the snow and freezing temperatures of Massachusetts until we're ready to open them up. All right, and just like that, we got another round of winter sowing done. So these again were all of my perennials and cool hardy annuals, and we will check back in on them probably come like March or April, just making sure that they stay nice and moist. We don't want the seedlings to die inside the little mini greenhouses once it starts to warm up. And then come mid-March, I'll be back to winter sow all of our warm, loving annuals. And I just did a video on my top 10 favorite flowers to winter sow, so definitely check that out. I will also link that into the description for you. It's a great little reference if you are looking into winter sowing flowers for your cut flower garden. So thank you so much for joining today. And as always, go ahead and click like and subscribe and hit that bell button, and I will see you all next time. Happy gardening. Bye.